Hey folks, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee in Appalachia. Yes sir, bringing you logic, common sense, unbiased rhetoric, all that stuff that Francis Bacon tried to teach us back centuries ago. To think logically, not that Descartes crap, it's all about feelings. No. Hey, we feel good about common sense, logic, and intelligence. Only these moronic, woke, Democrat, Marxist, communists, they're the ones always screaming when things don't go their way. Bird of paradise flew up my nose. That's an old saying down south. We have another old saying. I sure could use a good nose picking. But anyway, not here on camera. We do that when we're driving down the road and flip them out the car window. But anyway, enough hillbilly redneck. I want to talk about AI. AI, artificial intelligence. And the only reason I want to do it is that moron over there in the Vatican, the one they call the Pope, it's supposed to be next to God. I'll tell you what, if you're a Catholic, you're a member of a cult. Required to give all your money to the Pope and to the Catholic Church. They're one of the wealthiest organizations in the world today. And they probably do the least for mankind. But the Pope has spoken out against AI. He's afraid that AI is going to be more intelligent than he is, which we're all more intelligent than that cockeyed robe-wearing, dress-wearing faggot over there in the Vatican. Those child abusers, molesters, they all ought to be locked up. But anyway, yeah, he's the one that comes out against Trump's wall at the border, and he lives behind one of the biggest walls in the world. The Vatican is surrounded by this wall. And you have to show an ID to get in. Yeah, the Democrat, Marxist, communists don't want you to show an ID to vote here in America, but you got to show an ID to get in the damn Vatican. But anyway, AI, artificial intelligence. Now, I have a show earlier about the Luddites. And this Pope is behaving like a Luddite. Just like the Tennessee State Legislature, when they passed a law allowing schools to forbid children to have their smartphones with them, or to have their smartphones in the class. I've been working as a substitute here at the local high schools and junior highs lately, last 2 or 3 years, and I've been helping children how to use their smartphones in their classroom work, how it can help them do their homework. You're a Luddite if you're against technology, the advancement of mankind and the advancement of technology. And these people coming out against smartphones, computers, AI, they're Luddites. They're against modern technology. Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to disagree with Elon Musk. He claims that his robots have consciousness. I'm sorry, Elon. I know you're smarter than I am. When it comes to accumulating wealth, but you don't understand the depth of what consciousness is. You know, when you build them robots, they're coming off an assembly line. They are hardwired. Hardwired. The chips that you put in them come off an assembly line. They're all just alike. They're hardwired. When a person is birthed inside a womb of a woman, no man can have a baby. All the scalpels, all the chemistry in the world known to man cannot make a man have a baby. It just ain't going to happen, can't happen, won't happen. There's only two sexes, male, female. The female is receives a man's sperm. There's a lot of chaos involved in that happening. And then the egg that the woman has fertilized by this man's sperm, there's a lot of chaos there. Which one is picked? It ain't coming off an assembly line. And even if that egg divides into two, you have twins, or four, and you have quadruplets, or eight, and you have octuplets, or triplets, or quintuplets, whatever, there ain't no two of them going to be alike. But when you run them off an assembly line, and they're stamped into a hardwired chip, they're all alike. And I'm sorry, consciousness is chaotic. You know, you got to have wit. Wit comes from chaos. Bringing some idea out of left field, forming it up with another idea out of left field, which creates a humor, what we call a joke. You have to hardwire a joke in to an AI robot to tell a joke. It has to be hardwired in. But a human can pull idiocy out of this left field, idiocy out of that left field, and put it together and come up with something hilarious, humorous, funny. That is chaotic. Chaos. That is what consciousness is. If you're hardwired, and let me tell you something about hardwire. There's no such thing as randomization in a computer chip. Now you can fake randomization, but early in the computer industry, back in the 70s, I had two computers sitting side by side. They were not networked. They were not connected. The only connection was they were plugged into an outlet, and computers don't communicate through an outlet to each other. It just don't happen that way. They pulled current out of that outlet, but they were not connected, and I was playing a computer game on each one of them. It was a board game that required throwing the dice. Now, all of a sudden, the rolls of dice on one computer was coming up exactly like the other computer. Whatever came up on that first computer was coming up on the second. And they followed each other identically all the way through to the end of the games. And this not only happened once, I had it happen 2 or 3 times. So therefore, there's no true randomization when it's hardwired. No matter how much they try to fake it, and they do try to fake randomization. In fact, I had a mathematical algorithm that went to federal court in Macon, Georgia, and I won that case because the judge or none of the lawyers could understand the algorithm, and I claimed it was a randomization methodology of picking jurors and jury selection. It was challenged by some lawyer that claimed that the juries were not being selected randomly when they were selected by a computer. And he was right. But I put my mathematical algorithm out there. Even though I knew he was right, I argued with him because I didn't want to lose my clients. And I won the case by having this mathematical algorithm that no one understood. And I could run this algorithm over and over and come up with a different number every time. But I didn't have two computers sitting side by side where one of them would come up with the exact same number as the other one. So if the two computers were built by the same company. And so therefore, I did not disclose that there was no such thing as randomization. And I had a lot of jury selection clients all over the country. And I won that case in the federal court in Macon, Georgia, with this mathematical algorithm that I had come up with to create fake randomization. And anytime you play a game on a computer and it has randomization involved, you're not getting randomization. You're getting something hardwired over a computer. And they used to play these tricks about put in your date of birth, and that would create randomization different from putting in another date. But if you put in the same date on two identically built computers, the randomization would be the same in each one of them. But anyway, that's, but there's no chaos in a computer. Now let me tell you something else about AI. It's a tool. If you're scared of it, go over and pull a plug. It'll die right there. You know, if it has its on-off switch, turn it off. AI is a tool, like a hammer, a saw. Mankind has invented a new tool. We're dumb if we don't use it. Because through the use of AI, we will be able to solve problems we've never been able to solve. And we will be able to find cures for diseases, all kinds of things. Medically, scientifically, AI is going to advance mankind way into the future. But you got Luddites out there that are scared. They're against technological advancement. No, that's not the way to go. We've got to use AI to its fullest extent. And let me tell you something else, Elon Musk, about consciousness. Your robots cannot feel pain. Now, they can sense coming into contact with something, but that's not the same as a human touch. You know, it's not the same. A robot cannot feel pain. It can have sensors that say it's been damaged, like they're putting these sensors all through your car now that your tire's a little low on air, or your certain part of your engine is not getting enough oil or something like that. These electronic sensors, but they don't feel pain. I think it was Nietzsche that said, proof of your awareness of your existence is the fact that you can feel pain. Now, philosophically, that goes a long way, because an AI-driven robot cannot feel pain. It can sense something, damage, or touch something, but it cannot feel pain like a human does. So there's a huge difference in knowing you've touched something or something has been damaged and pain. Huge difference. We actually feel pain. Sometimes we respond to it by shouting and screaming, you know. But the robot will not will not do that. He'll say, right little finger has been damaged, no longer receiving electrons from point 812. You know, that kind of crap. But we feel pain instantly. And sometimes it's excruciating. And that has to do with consciousness and awareness and life. Life. True definition of life. A robot can move around, but it's still only a machine. Only a machine. A tool. An object we use to take care of work. You know? So there you go. AI. It's a great, wonderful tool that we must use to its highest potential, because it will solve problems of the universe. And believe me, the creator of this universe, God himself, gave us problems to solve like you wouldn't believe. We had to figure out how to make fire. That was something God gave us, but we had to learn how to make it, control it, and use it as a tool. And that's what we have to do. AI is going to help us solve just about all of our problems in the universe that God has put out there for us to solve, and to make life better, to extend our life into other exoplanets around our galaxy, and eventually into other galaxies. And without AI, we might not be able to do that. AI is going to assist us tremendously, and it's going to help us out in medicine, finding cures for all kinds of diseases and everything that'll help future generations. And so, shut up, Pope! Shut your mouth over there behind that big high wall. We're not going to, you want to be a Luddite. You're scared of everything. Sorry, kitty cat, didn't mean to disturb you. But, hey, shut your mouth over there. We're going to use AI, and we're going to use it to its fullest potential. People, when they were inventing new machines over in England to weave cloths and carpets and things, people were against those new machines because it put them out of work. They were doing that work, and they didn't want to be put out of work. They were called Luddites. They rose up against modern technology, but they lost. They lost out. Modern technology won. The advancement of mankind will walk over your butt, Pope. You want to? You think AI is a threat to your religion? Then you don't understand even what religion is. You don't understand modern technology. So get back in your throne and shut your friggin' filthy mouth and leave us alone. We're going to advance AI as far as we can advance it, and you ain't going to stop it. And these people are saying these new power plants are going to be a threat because we got to have new power plants to fund all this AI, to pay for it, to power it up. And we are not going to let the naysayers, the Luddites, walk over us. We're going to trample them under our feet. We are going to have modern technology and AI. It's a great tool, we're going to use it in the right way. Don't let Iran get a hold of it, because they would use it in the wrong way. And thank God those people over there are still in the Stone Age. We can give them tools, but all they know how to do is light the fuse under that missile. That's all they know how to do. They don't know how to build them, control them, anything. They have to be given all that, thank God. But anyway, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you, hopefully, with some common sense and logic, with integrity, that AI is a great tool for mankind, and we are going to use it despite that cultist over there in the Vatican coming out against it. And Lord, if it's left up to him, he'd come out against sex, except for abusing little boys or something like that. And the Islam, they're the same way. They're just a bunch of filthy old men. Wrote a thing called the Quran that ain't nothing but a book of pornography for dirty old men, craving for young white women. But anyway, this is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee, here in Appalachia. You have a good day.